Yo, this is my review of Forever Red. I feel like Forever Red is one of the better episodes of Wild Force in the series as a whole. I see fans complain about some of these team up episodes not having enough time. I feel like you can do this type of episode, but you have to use your time wisely if it's not going to be a two-parter. You can make a good one-parter team up episode. I'm not going to say it's going to be the best, but you can make a one-parter episode that is good, memorable, and resonates well with fans. All you have to do is put your time in the right places. A lot of people don't even notice or pay attention to this, but Forever Red is not even two parts, it's one part. But I feel like they use their time so wisely, unlike in episodes such as Grid Connection, where it just feels rushed and it feels like we don't learn anything new about the past Rangers. And unlike Dimensions in Danger, which at times turns into a fucking Tommy Wankfest. But my thing about Forever Red is I wish it would have had two parters, but I am fine with the one parter that we got. I just feel like Cole's motorcycle battle was lame, it was pretty corny, and the CG was horrible. I would have loved that we got all the past Red Ranger swords to fight Serpent Terror, but we didn't get that, and I'm fine with it because I have seen them do worse. So we start off on the moon with Andros spying and investigating what's going on, and we see the remnants of the Machine Empire planning to take control of Serpent Terror and destroy the Earth universe. I don't really know. All I know is they want revenge for their fallen king, and then Andros calls Tommy, and then Tommy calls on Carter to call on all of the past Red Rangers, which really works because Carter does have that military aura about themselves. And then we get to a warehouse where Cole reunites with Wes and Eric, and then it's revealed that TJ still has control of Red Lightning. And my theory for TJ getting his powers back in this episode is that Red Lightning had a spare key, much like Mountain Blaster did, and True Blue to the rescue when Justin got his powers back. And then we move to the introductions of Andros and Tommy. Even though I feel like Tommy's overrated, you know PR is going to introduce him as the greatest Power Ranger of all time, which is bullshit to me, but whatever. And then they plan to go to the moon on the new mega ship. I don't know which mega ship this is. I think this is probably 2 or 3. And they plan to use it to go on the moon and fight the remnants of the Machine Empire. And it is revealed that the original OG Red has been called on, but he has yet to arrive. So everybody just does their thing where they'll just sit up and like, is he going to show up? Will he or will he not? And then Jason shows up, and he does it in the most badass way off of a motorcycle. Even though I would have liked more explanation of what he's been doing these many years, it was pretty fine. It was a lot better than what they did with him in Grid Connection. And plus, his lines were handled a lot better than the ones they gave to him in Grid Connection. And then Jason says, did you motherfuckers really think you were going to do this without the OG Red? Did you motherfuckers really think Tommy was going to steal my thunder again? Not in this episode. I started this shit. I was the original leader of the Power Rangers. Not this guy who wants to sit up here and pretend like he's all great and all this shit, but he's really not all that great. Okay, that's enough Tommy ridicule for this episode. I just hated that everybody just has concluded, has just sat down and decided that Tommy is the greatest Ranger of all motherfucking time, when really he is not. I mean, what did he really do after Green with fucking evil? Nothing. We don't get anything about Tommy really into Dino Thunder at this point, but he's the greatest Power Ranger of all time? Okay, let me calm down. Let me calm down, and this time, for real, let me calm down and get to the rest of the damn review. So basically, they get on the mega ship and they discuss what's going on with Serpent Terror, and everybody throws in their 2 cents about it, and we have that we are all going to stick together. We all are going to overcome this threat moment that you pretty much see in every damn team up by now. It's not really that surprising that we see scenes like this. And then They go on the moon. Then they have this epic, and I mean this epic unmorphed fight with the Cogs. And it's a really epic fighting scene because you get to see everybody showcase their different fighting styles and different skill sets. And then Cole goes to try and stop the remnants of the Machine Empire from getting the Serpentera. But then Benjix, the leader of the group, basically looks at him and says, "Fuck you." And then he blasts him. And then he's saved by Leo and Aquitar Red on the Galaxy Glider. And oh yeah, Leo is in this episode. He is seen on Marinoid pulling the red Quasar saber. Fun fact, Danny Salvin left off of the set of this episode. I think it was over pay or it was over how his character was being utilized. I don't know, but if you guys know, clarify in the comment section because I've always been a bit confused of why he walked off a set. But let me get back to the review. And then they join the other Red Rangers and have one of the best morphing scenes of all time. This morphing scene, what more can I actually say about it? It's all 10 of the known Red Rangers and assistants at the time morphing together. And it is something that really helps this episode lives up to the hype that it's gotten from the fans over the years. And then we get to a battle, and I just think that these pairings were done very well. You have Jason, who's the OG Red, paired with the rookie Cole. You have Tommy paired with West. You have Aquitar Red paired with the Quantum Ranger. You have Leo paired with TJ. And you have Andros and Carter teamed up together, who really have the best fight scene in this show. I just love going back to look at that fight scene every time that I go back and look at this episode on YouTube. That fight scene is one of the greatest, and I mean one of the greatest, if not the greatest fighting scene I think I've ever seen in PR. So I want to give the best fighting scene to the pairing of Andros and Carter Grayson. And then they defeat everybody, and then we get to that scene when Cole and all the other Red Rangers try to stop Benjix from getting on Serpentera. And I'm going to get back to talking about this scene. Listen, I understand that they ran out of money to pay for the episode, but I sure do wish that they would have tried to sit down and negotiate more with Bandai, because we potentially missed out on one of the greatest Megazord fights of all time, potentially. And then in the final scene, we get the Red Rangers talking about their past experiences, which I think is a really good way to teach the kids at the time what their seasons were about and who are they. Personally, I do think that TJ had the worst story, if we're being honest. Him being baked into a fucking pizza, and I'm still debating whether West changing history was good or bad for the space-time continuum, but I'm not going to go too hard on that. It's just a little debate that I always have about Time Force. Were them changing history really good in terms of the space-time continuum? Yes or no? I'm pretty sure as we learn more in the Time Force comics, we will find out. But hey, that's all I have to say about this episode. I think this episode was very well done. I think time was used wisely, and I think that we really did get to learn about the past Red Rangers and what their seasons were about. And I really do think that Cole got a chance to shine with the scenes that they gave to him, showing him with him being the first to respond to Tommy when he questions the Red Rangers about the dangers of this mission that they're going on. Him going up against the most powerful sword of all time with just a fucking motorcycle, and him managing to stand his ground next to Jason. So that's all I have to say about this episode. I mean, it being rushed was never really a complaint to me. My thing about Forever Red is I would have loved if it was 2 parts, as I said, but they did handle time wisely, even though I did not like that we did not get the Red Ranger huge Megazord fight. They did put time into the right places in this episode. So, yeah, to me, this is still one of the best episodes in the whole entire series. I'm debating on whether I like To the 10th Power or this episode better. I will eventually find out because I will eventually do an episode where I rank all of the team ups in the series. But that's it for now. We are going to get to 400 subscribers today or tomorrow. So hopefully you guys keep subscribing, supporting me, keep liking the videos, and commenting. I'm out. And once and for all, remember to subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.